All right. So the matchup show bias plus report. This is where we go through the games for the upcoming weekend. We look at them from a net point and a turnover differential basis, which makes up the bias plus score. So basically, you're looking at net points and the turnover differential as those two numbers compare between the two teams that are playing. So let's get going. And so we're going to kick this off with the Chargers and the Raiders. Chargers are going into where the Raiders playing at now?
They're in LA also. It's right around the corner.
The bias plus score 47 favors the Chargers.
As it should.
Think so?
Yeah.
When I looked at the workup for this, I noticed that relative to points for the two teams were relatively close. Chargers ranked 17th, Raiders ranked 19th.
Raiders can score.
Raiders can score. Where I saw the big difference, points against, Raiders ranked 24th, Chargers ranked 9th.
Okay.
So, ergo, your bias plus in favor of the Chargers.
Okay.
Who you got?
I got the Chargers. I may end up regretting this after I just gave my old the hot hand doesn't work in this situation speech. But the Chargers have the hot hand. But actually, they don't. Raiders are playing pretty well at the moment. I think the difference will be that the Chargers are going to get after Derek Carr a little bit more and be able to slow down their passing game. I expect Josh Jacobs to do what he can do, but they got to get the ball to Waller. They got to get the ball to Tyrell Williams. If they're unable to do that because there's too much pressure on Derek Carr, then that will make it a fairly easy game for the Chargers.
Fairly easy?
Fairly easy.
I don't see anything being easy for the Chargers. I mean, they're playing and they're getting it done, but like you said, the Raiders seem to be finding themselves a little bit. They're gonna have to find a way, like you said, Waller. They're gonna have to control that guy because he's a problem. So, but net points say Chargers. They are what they are. Falcons visiting the Saints. Here you got a big bias, especially for, we're going for week 9. This is through week 9, all the numbers that are in. 138 favoring the Saints. This sounds like one of your not much to see here.
Not much to see here, folks. This game's going to be a blowout. It's going to be a blowout. We can move on. Welcome back, Drew Brees.
Ah, yes. Drew Brees is back. He came back with a vengeance.
Yeah, Matt Ryan's questionable. I don't know that I would want to put him back out there with the way their team is right now, but they probably will.
Put Matt Ryan back out there?
Yeah. But, it won't make any difference.
Yeah. They're in a race to the bottom. They really are. They're in the average net points. They're in 28th place, one step above the Giants. No, that's wrong in terms of the way that's looking. This is for the last 3. That's for way, but they're not doing well. Let's look here. Okay, there you go. Ranked net points 28, Saints 9. Ranked points for Cardinals 24th. Saints Falcons, sorry. 24, Saints 15. Points against Falcons 28, Saints 6. That defense makes everything a little bit nicer, doesn't it? When you got a defense.
Absolutely.
Cardinals, Buccaneers.
Speaking of not having defense.
Yeah, both of these teams struggle in that area. Actually, not far apart net point wise. 23rd versus for the Bucs, 26. ranking for the Cardinals. But they're close on defense, like you said, 29th for the Cardinals, 30th for the Bucks, and they're only 1 point apart in points against. So those two defenses, but Cardinals just added, right? Brought in, didn't they bring in a D-back?
Oh, did
Somebody
they?
just come off
The Cardinals? Oh, Patrick Peterson?
Patrick Peterson's back now.
Yeah.
You know, it might help them out a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you think the main problem is with their defense?
The rest of the D-backs. And they don't apply very much pressure to the opposing team's quarterback. It's real iffy, and they can't stop the run. I mean, they're pretty much a mess. The one saving grace that the Buccaneers have is they are very stout against the run, and they've proven over and over again that they are very stout against the run. And that's not to say that you cannot run the ball on them, but that is a strength if they have any strength at all on their defense. Their secondary is Swiss cheese. So if you give Jameis Winston some Swiss cheese and you give Kyler Murray some Swiss cheese, who do you think is going to cut it up better?
That's kind of the question. I mean, you got two.
That is the question,
you know,
because this looks like it's going to be a high-scoring, ball flying all over the place, turnovers, everything you can imagine is going to happen in this game. And I'm going to say that Jameis is going to come out on top. He's the one that's consistently putting up 300-plus yards and multiple touchdowns week after week after week after week after week. Some weeks he puts up multiple turnovers also, but he puts up multiple touchdowns each and every week. Kyler's had his hot times and he's had his cold times. So we'll see.
You mentioned turnover. So when you look at turnover differential, okay, Cardinals ranked 10th. They're +3. Okay. Buccaneers ranked 26. They're -5.
Right. So they give it up way more than they get it. Kyler protects the ball pretty well.
Kyler does pretty well. I want to give him that. So that's, if
so turnovers by Jameis may help keep the Cardinals in the game. That on top of the fact that they can score, and Kyler's not terrible through the air. Now they're going to need some help. Larry Fitzgerald's been quiet. Who's their best receiver? Christian Kirk, I think, young guy. He's going to get a little bit better connection with his receivers if they're going to really get into these shootout games and they're going to keep up.
Is David Johnson out for the year?
I don't think he's out for the year. I think he's questionable this week. He may play.
He may play.
But remember, they got Kenyon Drake from the Dolphins.
Oh, that's right.
So
he just showed up against my Niners.
Exactly. So he's going to be a problem.
He was kind of a surprise.
Yep.
It was like they were like, okay, we don't have to worry
against
about
the Niners. He was a surprise because people were like, oh, they got Kenyon Drake, and they're like, oh, but they're playing the Niners. So
right.
And he still had a game.
Had a good game.
Yes, he
was scary.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel.
Sometimes dudes just on the wrong team. I mean, we could see when he was on the Dolphins that he had skills, that he was a good player. But he feels so much better about himself now.
Absolutely.
So, and it's not like he went to a Super Bowl contender. He just went to a team that maybe has a little different philosophy, different coaching staff, different camaraderie, no tank. Can do wonders.
No tank. Chiefs at Titans. Bias plus score 42. Favors the Chiefs, and your most exciting team in the NFL, the Titans.
No, most exciting team in the NFL, Chiefs, against the most unexciting team in the NFL, the Titans. So this one won't be a snooze fest. I'm sure the Chiefs are going to, for some reason, it seems like the Chiefs been home quite a bit. So the Chiefs hit the road. That's interesting. They'll probably have to wear their plain white uniforms. They're not real pretty. The Titans jerseys are beautiful. Their uniform, I love that gray and the that light blue and all that. I really like their uniforms.
Really?
They're really nice.
Okay.
Yeah. But that being said, take the Chiefs. The 42-point bias plus is not as big as it should be. Simply because the Titans, boring as they can be, are just somewhat solid in every category. You know what I mean? They don't excel at anything.
Can they keep Mahomes off the field? Can they eat up some?
Well, first we
time
have
of
to see if he can
possession?
play. And if he does play, they're going to have to get after him.
Maybe test that knee out.
Yeah, you might want to test that now.
Testing
If
that
I
knee.
was them, I'd play Matt Moore one more week. But I'm not them.
Okay.
I'm sure he's young. He's feeling good. He's frisky. He wants to get back out there. He may talk them into letting him play. The doctors give him the okay. They'll probably put him out there.
Biggest difference I see here, points for Chiefs are second,
Mm-hmm.
Titans are 23rd.
That's pretty low for them. But like I said, they're in a lot of tight games. They don't score a lot, but they don't give up a lot. Where are they points against?
That's what I'm getting ready to say. Points against, Chiefs are 18th, Titans are 8th.
See, that's what I mean. They don't score a lot, but they don't give up a lot. So all their games are always tight. So if they make this a rumble, the Chiefs should still prevail, but we shall see. Right off the top of my head, I don't think they got anybody on their team, the Titans, that can remotely stay with Tyreek Hill. So if they don't do nothing but throw it to him all day, that's a win for the Chiefs. They don't have anybody who can run with that guy.
Nobody has anybody.
Well,
wait. Who do you think would win in a 40? Tyreek Hill, Lamar Jackson.
in a 40,
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill's smoky.
You think so?
Yeah, in a 40. In 100, I don't know. I don't know. Because Tyreek Hill, he fools it. He is fast, no doubt about
But
it.
he's quick.
He's also so quick, it makes him look extra fast.
Yeah. So the first 10 yards,
Yeah.
he's going to give Lamar problems. But I don't know. Lamar's quick, man. For that length, he might make it up in the last 10 yards, boy. He might be able to make it up.
He's silky smooth, bro.
Lions at the Bears. Oh my! Bias plus score 12. Not much at all favoring the Bears. And I'm having a hard time believing in my own bias here. What can I tell you?
What? You're leaning toward the Lions on this one?
The numbers are what they are, but we all know. Hey, I want to. How can you patent a phrase or trademark a phrase?
Right.
Trubiskying it up.
You're on your way to doing that. I think you should call the patent office and see if you might be able to make that happen.
He's Trubiskying it up out there. Right
It's
now.
hard to go with the Bears. It really is. And if you're doubting them, you know I'm taking the Lions. You know, I liking Stafford. I know they're having trouble winning games, but Matt Stafford is just about a sure thing to put up numbers as Jameis Winston is, and probably with less turnovers. The Bears are having all kinds of problems stopping other teams. They couldn't stop the Eagles, and the Eagles don't even have a passing attack. So this one could actually get ugly in Chicago. There may be a little booing on tap.
Booing, he's predicting.
There could be some booing on tap, man.
That's one of those Vegas prop bets.
Yeah, when the crowd start booing in the first quarter, second quarter,
Vegas
first 2 minutes of the game.
Now look, dude, what y'all gonna do?
We're gonna win. Giants gonna win this game.
Giants gonna win.
Yeah, you can go to the next one.
Bias score favors the Giants, baby.
That's right.
What you gonna do?
Yeah, we're gonna win the game. If they can't beat the Jets, I'm gonna stop. What? No, I'm not gonna make no crazy pronouncements.
I guess this is
Pronouncements.
Everybody's home, right? They both play the same.
Yes, they're both home. They're both in their own locker rooms. Everything is fine. It's like the Clippers playing the Lakers.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
But at least, they just changed the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So they just changed the logos on the field. They just paint. So technically, the Jets are at home. It will mean absolutely nothing. The Giants are better than the Jets. I was about to say the Giants are better than the Jets in every facet of the game, but I have to stop myself. because I'm not 100% sure about that. The Jets are going to have their hands full stopping Barkley. The Giants might have their hands full stopping Le'Veon. I don't know that Le'Veon's been making much noise this year. I haven't paid much attention. I haven't seen him in a lot of highlights. He hasn't had any angry runs. He is playing, right?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I
know.
Barring looking up his stats, I'm going to go out there and make a bold prediction and say that the Giants defense will pretty much keep him under control. And hopefully they can get after Darnold. Because I don't know if they can create a lot of no, that's wrong too. Giants secondary, 2 picks. We're going to get 2 picks. We're going to run one back for a touchdown. I'm making big predictions now. We're going to get 2 picks. We're going to run one back for a touchdown.
Really?
Yes. And we're going to sack Darnold 4 times.
Giants, this is interesting. Points for Giants are 22nd. Points against Jets are 22nd.
Okay. Points for where the Jets.
Points for Jets are 32nd. Points against Giants are 31st.
But I know without even looking that the Giants have the turnover differential. I know that because we have gotten some turnovers.
Giants
we might be in the minus. But.
Turnover differential -10.
Okay.
Jets turnover differential -7.
That's nothing.
Oh, now it's nothing.
That's
now nothing. I don't pay any attention to that turnover differential.
Take the Giants.
Take the Giants. I know for sure.
You trying to make me change my mind? That's not going to happen. But I picked them to lose almost every doggone week, man.
Just the facts.
They're going to win this game.
Just the facts, baby. Just the facts. All right. Bills going into Cleveland. Get some Brown stuff on them. The bias plus 87 favors the Bills.
Okay. If we're going to Trubisky it up, it's going to be time pretty soon for us to start Mayfielding it up. I'm just saying. He can't. I'm almost starting to feel bad for him. Like, I almost want him to have a good game. But I know if he does, he's going to get on the podium and he's going to smirk and like a little kid. So the heck with you, Baker Mayfield. Bill's going to win this one. They got the bias plus, and they got me behind them. So it should be all good.
Biggest area I'm looking at right here is on defense, because offensively the Bills rank 25th I'm looking at.
Okay.
Browns are 26.
Okay.
So that's not a big difference relative to ranking.
No, it's not.
Points against, however, Bills are 3rd. Browns are 20th. And it's a nice size differential, both in the negative, but Bills are -1. Browns are -8.
Okay.
So there you go.
That smells like a nice – where's this game at? In Cleveland? Oh, okay. Sounds like a nice, hard running game for the Bills. Real basic offense. Bang, bang, bang away. Throw a couple check downs. Throw a long ball here and there. And back to the run game again. Grind it out. Boring. Bears have to come from behind. Or Browns have to come from behind. They can't do it. They make some mistakes. Bills get an interception. Game over.
Is anybody going to blow their top on the Browns after this game?
After this one?
Yeah.
After losing to the Bills?
Steam coming out of their ears, like in cartoons and stuff like that.
I think the Bills have created enough respect for the way that they're playing this year to be considered a good team. They're not going to lose their minds until they.
I'm talking about the Browns.
Yeah, I'm saying
lose.
They're not going to lose. They're not going to lose their minds until they lose to a team that everybody says they're supposed to beat. Like, people aren't.
I think
really
they have some of
picking
that
them to
coming
beat
up.
They do
in their schedule too.
Their schedule is light.
Yeah.
Their schedules look pretty decent. Like, they should win some games. So if they lose one of those games, if they lose to Miami, I don't even know if they play Miami.
It's not a fait accompli to beat Miami anymore,
But if
man.
Miami's
Miami's fighting the power, man. They're like,
No,
yeah, you
bro.
want us to lose. But no, We're not going to lose like that.
They can't lose to Miami. They can't lose to the Jets. I can't. My phone is dead, or I would look that schedule up. They can't lose to the Jets.
Too.
They can't lose to. I'm trying to think of who else they.
Did they play the
can't
Falcons?
lose to Cincinnati.
The
They
Bengals?
can't lose to the Falcons. Right. The Bengals are in their division, so they may have played them once already. They play. You cannot lose to them.
Well, I don't think that the Ravens are going to lose to the Bengals.
No.
The bias plus score, is that the biggest of the weekend?
Yep. It is.
Yeah, just a little bit ahead of the next one at 172. Bias plus favors the Ravens.
Okay, so this is one of those games where Baltimore doesn't have to show you much. They can run the ball on these guys. He can throw the ball at his leisure. They should have fun in this one. Believe the Bengals have already decided that they're going to sit Andy Dalton down and let the young guy quarterback for the rest of the season. So there's a good chance. And AJ Green might be coming back this week too.
Yes, it's rumored.
But if he's ready, I don't know if they're going to actually play him or not. There's a good chance that AJ Green and Dalton and a couple other guys, I heard the Patriots are interested in the tight end, Tyler Eifert. They could all be out of here. When's the trade deadline? Next week?
Sure, you had to trade that line.
I'm okay. Well, when there's some other deadlines
there's some
coming
other
up.
deadlines coming up.
Okay,
People
there's
are
some
going
other
on
deadline coming up.
waivers and all
They
of
might
that
be,
kind of stuff.
yeah, they might be out of here. Like this is the time of year when contending teams are looking to plug holes, you know, and they're going to try to make moves, last minute moves for people that they think they can use on a playoff run. So
what if the Patriots will break any records for bringing in new people in 1 year?
Team record, they probably already have.
You think so?
I mean, it's the most announced and televised. It's like every week they're testing somebody.
Just bringing somebody new in.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's like, and like the system's so strong that it's like, oh, he'll be up and running as a Patriot in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, they don't seem to. I mean, I know they care about who they bring in, but it's getting to the point now where they're like, don't worry, we can fix him.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, we can make him better.
Yeah, and they're willing to take that chance because they know that they need more playmakers on offense. They got to have it. If they're going to go all the way, which is their goal every single year, unlike some other teams in the NFL who just care about filling the stadiums,
Can't imagine.
then they're kind of desperate right now. They're still going to win games the way that they are, but when it comes down to it, when they play the tougher games, when the playoffs start, they're going to need a little bit more.
Dolphins at Colts favors the Colts by 170. That's just 2 under the previous net point. That's why this isn't the biggest, or bias plus score rather. This is the second biggest of the weekend. So again, we were just talking about the Dolphins. Do they have a shot against the Colts?
A shot?
They got a shot, don't they?
I mean, it's the NFL, so you could say
Any given Sunday,
but
any given Sunday, Thursday, or Monday.
I don't think so. First of all, I just remembered something. For all the other problems that the Dolphins have, their running back, after they got rid of Kenyon Drake, they had a guy named Walton. I think he got busted for PEDs. So now he's out. So now they're starting 2 running backs that nobody ever heard of. They had 2 wide receivers that were playing pretty well and were basically catching all the passes from Fitzgerald. That was Devontae Parker, who's a seasoned veteran and a good player, and a new kid. I think his name was Perry Williams. I'm not exactly sure, but now he's hurt. Hurt his knee. So now it's basically Devontae Parker and whoever.
Some guy.
Yeah.
First name some
dude.
guy.
It's just some dude. So yeah, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. This game won't be much. I don't know if Brissett is going to come back in this game. Again, if it was me, I'd keep him out. They can win without him. They got Brian Hoyer playing quarterback. He's good enough. He surprised me. He threw for 2 touchdowns last week. So they should be fine against the Dolphins. Yeah, no problem.
There's another person that maybe will break a record for being on so many different teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he backed up Brady.
Rams at Steelers.
I had a tough time with this one.
Bias plus only 22, not big, favoring the Rams. We talked all that stuff about golf and how Aqib Talib was saying how great he is. So they're going to have to get it done against a second-string quarterback. However, when I look across the numbers, I see a points for ranking for the Rams of 12th, 20th for the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Points against ranking for the Rams of 12th, 10th for the Steelers.
Not surprised at 10 for the Steelers. A little surprised at 12 for the Rams, but go ahead.
Turnover differential. Steelers.
Yeah, they should have that.
Plus 11.
Yeah.
Rams at 0.
Yeah. It's the Steelers get turnovers. They hit, they strip, they pick. I'll give them that. But if they can protect Goff, the Rams should win this game. I'm going to take the Rams. They are getting the bias plus. They can score points. The Steelers' offense is a little bit challenged. Thought the new kid, Deontay Johnson, was going to do something. He hasn't done much. It's basically all on Juju. Vance McDonald had a decent game. He's a tight end that I used to kind of depend on last year in fantasy, who hasn't done much at all this year.
Had a good year last year, former Niner.
Yeah, and he had a good year. He had a good day last week. But up until that point, he had done basically nothing. It seems like they have another tight end that they're trying to work in. And it's not like he's blowing him away with catches, but he's blowing him away with the snap count. They got the other guy that he's taking snaps away from him, which takes his chances of catching passes down. I like the Steelers. I like the Steelers defense. I think they'll make a game of it, but I think the Rams got a little bit too much for them. And, of course, it's going to be a big deal how Gurley goes.
How goes Gurley? People are really questioning whether or not he's done.
It's weird. Because when he's out there and he's running, he don't look done. He looks fine. But then they take him off the field real quick. Then he'll miss a series. Then he'll go back in and they won't give him the ball. Then they'll throw him something and he'll break 20 yards. And they take him back out again. It's weird. He's definitely not a workhorse anymore.
Extreme load management.
The extreme load management. But that's how important he is to them. Because the other two backs they hardly give any carries to.
Like, you're going to get your rest now, buddy, because when the playoffs come, we're going to work you.
That's a possibility. We'll see.
Worked.
We'll see if that's the plan.
All right, this is the game where you don't want to say this game with people standing in front of you because you're probably going to spit on them because you got the Panthers at the Packers. Bias plus score of 33 favors the Pack. And the Pack had some humble pie. Now they got to deal with CMC.
Who'd they lose to last week? The Raiders?
Yeah.
Weren't we just praising Josh Jacobs?
Yeah.
Didn't he have quite a day?
Uh-oh. I think I sense where you're going with this.
I'm going with the Panthers. I cannot go against the Panthers knowing that they have Christian McCaffrey and having seen how other teams have run up and down the field on the Packers this year. If they don't turn this ball, he might run for 200. He might have 200 all-purpose. This could get bad. And I'm not saying that they're going to blow the Packers out or nothing. The Packers are home. I'm sure they're going to compete. I'm sure it's going to be a good game. Hey, they could win. But if the Panthers get the running game going, which means they have time of possession, which means they keep Mr. Rodgers off the field, just like the Brady outlook or outcome with the Ravens, we might have the same thing here.
So when I look across the numbers here, Packers ranked 10th in points for and 15th in points against.
Okay.
Panthers ranked 13th in points for, not that far off.
Mm-hmm.
And 19th in points against.
Okay.
Again, not that far off. This should be a good game.
It should be a good game.
It should be a very good game.
Mm-hmm. Panthers going up to Lambeau.
Did not choose this as my intriguing game of the week, but it was highly thought of in terms of that. I really was thinking about going with it.
So this one must be your intriguing game of the week.
Because there's only one other after this.
And it's your team,
And that's
which
my
ain't gonna be
team,
it.
which I'm not going to do. And
So
intriguing
therefore-
game of the week is. So yes, you're absolutely right. This is
shucks.
it. And when you look at it, it is the smallest bias plus of the weekend.
Yes, it is.
At a measly, slim margin of 6 favoring the Cowboys in Cowboy land, in Jerry land, or as they would say. Vikings ranking 4th in net points. Cowboys rank 3rd. Ooh, close, tight. Points for Vikings are 7th. Cowboys are 9th. Points against Cowboys are 4th. Vikings are 7th again. Vikings are, once you go get past points for, points against, and turnover differential, Vikings rank 7th across the board. They own the turnover differential. And am I right about that?
Yes, the Cowboys have the net point bias. The Vikings have the
turnover
differential bias. So we come out with this little 6 as a bias plus, and it's in favor of the Cowboys. And they're going home to Jerry World. I don't know. This is a tough one. You got to talk me into this one.
I think the reason that I chose this as the intriguing game,
right,
is you have 2 quarterbacks with big A question marks over their head.
Okay.
One got paid. The other's trying to get paid like the one that got paid.
Right.
So he should have some incentive to come out and beat.
Absolutely.
Dak should have a lot of incentive for just beating on Kirk Cousins.
Absolutely.
But Kirk now has to go in and prove that he can play, under those circumstances. I think probably the biggest challenge for Kirk is going to be that defensive rush that the Cowboys can put on.
This is a big game for the Vikings. This is a huge game for the Vikings. They're playing a team that's leading their division, the division they're in. They're not in the same division. So it's a division-leading team, meaning it's a good team with a winning record. There's no excuses. You're not beating up on the Bears. So let's see what you got. You're going into hostile territory. I don't think that's going to bother them too much. I actually think teams enjoy playing in Jerry World.
Really?
I do. I think it's the whole spectacle of it. I don't consider that intimidating. Like playing in Kansas City and Seattle, that's intimidating. Like the way the stadium's made, it's more like the fans are over top. I don't know.
I don't know what the
and the fans are more
is.
into it. Yeah, Jerry World is so big, and the big screen over the top, and you have to walk down the aisle with the glass, and the fans are there, and they're. I don't think that they find that intimidating. I think they find it like just a spectacle. And you get out on the field and you just play.
Well, Vikings, Cowboys are coming in favored, but not by much. So that's my intriguing game. All right.
I'm taking the Vikings, by the way.
So you're
ain't scared.
You're going against the bias.
I'm going against the bias. I'm going against the Cowboys. Yes. They're going to continue to go up and down, and the Eagles are going to continue to go up and down. I'm telling you, the NFC East is going to come down to week 16 if it don't come down to week 17. It's going to come all the way down to the finish.
All right. And Monday night, in the big ring, in this corner we have the Seahawks with Dangerous, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, what's his running back name?
Chris Carson.
Carson.
And newly acquired Josh Gordon.
Oh, that's right.
They said he's going to be ready to play.
Newly acquired Josh Gordon.
It's a lot of weapons, man.
Maybe not the Legion of Boom right now, but I think they still got a little boom left.
It might be called the Legion of Zoom.
Yeah, could be.
They got a lot of weapons.
I'm okay.
On offense.
On offense, you're talking, yeah. And defense, they still got good linebacker play.
Yeah, defense
they still got some defense. Yeah, well, that D line might not be what it was at one particular point. Against, and in this corner, my San Francisco, only undefeated team left in the league. How scary is that? 49ers. And the Seahawks, they got to come to us, Levi Stadium. So ain't no 12 man.
That's no big trip.
Ain't no 12 man. The 12 man is wearing Niner colors, baby.
Just a little ride down the coast, no big deal.
Look at the size of that bias plus. They better not lose.
It's 112. That's pretty sizable.
Seahawks will be the bias buster of the week. I'll be crying. The only other team, you still got the Ravens. That ain't gonna happen. The Colts, that ain't gonna happen. I'm saying that ain't gonna happen. As many
that's
surprises as we've
believe
had.
Me, usually the bias buster is a surprise.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a heck of a game. At least it should be a heck of a game. The Seahawks have proven that they can come from behind with power and with swiftness, mostly because of Russell Wilson. But they have a lot of weapons on offense. So even if the defense falters early, he can still bring them back. But the 49ers have proven, and I hope I don't put the Patriot hex on them, but they haven't showed any weaknesses.
Well, you don't like my receivers, so that would be a weakness.
Defensively, let me finish.
Oh, okay, all right.
They haven't shown any weaknesses defensively. I'm talking about going up against
we lost
Russell.
Quan Alexander.
Okay, well, you still have 10 more first-round picks, so I'm not going to worry about that. So defensively, you're good. You could probably hold down Carson. So Russell's probably going to have to throw a good number of passes to keep up with you. But you guys are going to be able, you have a very diversified run game, which should carry you. And Kittle should have a field day. So on top of that, you need a couple first downs. Sanders, maybe you get one over the top to Sanders. Kittle just makes a mess of their whole secondary. 49ers should win the game.
All right, so you're going with the bias on this case.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Niners, yeah.
Bias plus. He's rolling with the homies. Not bad.
Shouldn't be a problem.
All right, that makes up the Monday night game. That wraps up the Bias Plus report, unless you have something else you want to say.
About the Bias Plus report?
About the Bias Plus report.
Actually, no. I just hope I do better this week.
Yeah, I know. I was 50% last week. The Bias Plus was 50%. It's really strange because, the Bias Plus was 80% the week before, 75.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking.
And that's when the games were so iffy because it was early.
Yeah, I'm thinking, okay, we're getting more into the maturity, part of the season, and there should be a little more steady, and then volatility kicks in.
Because that's when teams who we thought were this turn out to be that. And teams that were not what we thought they were, it's a mess. But that's great. That's what makes the game great.
And that's what makes the thing, yes, absolutely. All right, that wraps up the Bias Plus report, also known as
the Matchup Show.